Do you think Josh is the best miler of this generation now? Do you think he has a claim, or do you think it's Jakob, or do you think...
There's one Messi and one Ronaldo? Who's who?
Yeah. Guess who I think is Messi and who is Ronaldo? Guess.
But honestly, like when he first announced it, I thought it was more just a marketing ploy, and I didn't think it was realistic.
It's usually like pretty difficult in our sport to back that kind of thing up, particularly a record like El Garouche's one that's been there for 27 years.
But I was just saying that for sure he was going to get it.
NCAA's finally put their foot down and is banning altitude conversions for qualifying time.
If I hadn't run NCAA's that year by qualifying in flag, like I probably wouldn't be a professional runner.
I had a great race plan for a few different races, but I ended up calling my season because the...
Find out more on the Coffee Club podcast.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
Coffee Club, Coffee Club. Grind your beans and grab your favorite mug. It's Ollie, Morgan, George, and Gus. It's them boys from Coffee Club. Boys from Coffee Club.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast, episode 239. Today, we are doing the dreaded, the cursed three-way recording episode. Something that none of us enjoy. But nonetheless, we want to get out the content for you guys, especially because we haven't been able to talk actually to you guys for two weeks, I guess. It's been since we have properly recorded an episode, and maybe 4 weeks since the three of us have been together, which is far too long. So, boys, maybe we start off and just say where everybody is, just to give some context to the people listening. If you want to start us off, George.
Hi, I'm George. I'm in London. Yeah, no, this is that horrible time of year. Everyone looks forward to in August and the summer. We're all doing different things, and the Coffee Club really takes a dive, and it's all about quantity over quality at this time of year. No, but we do want to make an effort to get something out and still make it something worth listening to, hopefully, for you guys. And yeah, we're all in Europe at least, so we're actually on like decent time zones. I already fucked it up actually this morning because I'm an hour behind in London. So yeah. Anyway, I'm doing the last week in London. I've actually just switched allegiances briefly. I promise, not for good, with OEC Oceania, who is the crew in Teddington here. I've actually seen almost no one except Sam. Been doing a bunch of jogging with Tanner, which has been nice. I think we're going to jog with Mottram this afternoon. Apparently he runs quite slow these days, so I don't know what kind of shape he's in. But so Trippers is here. A few of the others, maybe Claudia and Peyton, who are running Comm Games. They're around, but they raced last night in Slovakia. But yeah, nice to be with that crew. And yeah, actually, definitely one of the the benefits and kind of the idea of having these three teams is that they're a little bit like we can kind of work in tandem. Like I know Olli is kind of in Samaritz, and we're able to use the obviously Europe gym while we're up there, and similar people come to Boulder, so it's nice to kind of be able to take advantage of that situation. And yeah, here for a couple more days before going up to Glasgow on Friday. And that's the location update. Olli, your turn.
Hi, my name's Oliver. I got ditched by Geordie, and I'm currently in St. Moritz with Kai Robinson. And so we came up together, all three of us, to St. Moritz, and then we kind of split off into our own little adventures. But I remained here. It's been beautiful, a little boring. The track has been interesting. It's like mostly bikes compared to people actually running at the moment. For example, this morning when our glorious king of Germany, Robert Farken, did his pre-race workout before German champs, he had to go around maybe 700 to 800 bikes doing a 200-meter rep. So it's getting a little hectic with the bike situation. They usually have like 3 bikes for every one person, but overall it's been beautiful up here. Kai and I are slowly drifting into insanity with how much time we're spending together. So I'm hoping Kai will still be able to tolerate me once we get into comms. But it's been nice weather. Kelsey's been looking after us, and just been kind of chipping away here before we fly off to good old Scotland for the Commonwealth Games Championships. So been pretty nice to settle in and hunker down, and look forward to racing at Commies in the next week.
Nice. And to round it off, Morgan here, and I am coming to you live from Tuscany Camp, which is, I was here actually 3 years ago, and it's a really, really cool training location in Tuscany, obviously, in Italy. And the main reason that I'm here is because Cinta is about to go race her Italian champs in Florence this upcoming weekend. So we thought it was a good place to be based. And similar to what Joy said about actually the different OECs, this is sponsored by On as well. So it's another training location that we have access to as On athletes. And it's really, really sick. It's really cool. I would really love to make a nice YouTube video to really show this place off to the world, because it is super unique, the project that they have here. If you follow along, you probably see a lot of Burundi athletes run for Tuscany Camp, as well as a lot of Italians that live here all year round. And in the past, they've had some really, really good athletes and great performances, such as actually Jacob Kiplimo. He came up here, as well as Oscar Chilimo, so a bunch of medalists and stuff. And it's just a really cool, unique place to train, and nice to have some good sea level. I think I love Teddington in the UK as well, but it's cool to have access to another spot at sea level in Europe that you can train. I guess it's a bit hot right now. That's the only maybe challenge with it. But unfortunately, I'm not really doing too much running. I haven't said this anywhere else, but if you've been following my Strava, you'll probably see not much has been happening on there, because I was with St. Moritz and the boys, and I had a great race plan for a few different races, but I ended up calling my season because the fatigue that I had in my legs just wasn't getting better, and it just didn't make sense to keep pushing through it. So kind of depressing, but we make the most of it. I'm just, for the next week or so, I'll be following along with Cinta and helping her out with stuff, and because I have this kind of Europe trip planned already, and then I'll be back with these boys in America in August and be getting back into things. So yeah, that's where I'm at personally. Trying to just enjoy Europe and support Cinta. She does a couple more races here as well. But yeah, being in Europe is always lots of fun and a privilege for sure to get to see these beautiful places. So try not to take it for granted. Before we get into, I think obviously there's a lot of topics. Well, there's one main big topic for us to talk about before we preview the Comm Games. I think you guys all know what that is today, but do have to announce that this episode is once again brought to you by our lovely friends at Stride. Insert Stride ad read here. We didn't have one planned yet, so it's going to go right here.
Your real progress in running builds over months and years of training. That progress shows up in your race times, but it goes much further. With today's sponsor Stride, you can quantify how your form changes, how your strength and resilience develop, and a whole lot more about how you're growing as a runner. Stride clips onto the laces of your shoe within seconds, pairs with your watch to track the effort you put in every day. Learn more about Stride at strive.live/coffee club. Morgan, have you been loving your Stride pod?
You have to say that part.
Geordie, how's it been having them?
Hey,
Enjoyed them?
That's not on there.
Freestyle. Yeah, George, you've had some good,
You've had some good
Stride
stuff.
fun lately. Moving on from that. So Josh Kerr broke the world record. Where were you when Josh Kerr broke the world record in the mile?
I was actually in London, but I didn't go. Maybe I should have tried harder to go, but London is fucking big. And Teddington
far away
to the stadium is literally like the entire length of London. And by the time I knew I was coming here, which was quite a last minute decision, I decided on Wednesday, and then I came down on Friday, and Diamond League was, Saturday. It was all just there was quite a lot was going on, and there's a really good stream on the internet, and so I think I was in the city, but I definitely tuned in and watched it on a phone somewhere. And I don't know about you guys, but in the days leading up to it, like if anyone was like talking about it, asking me about it, I was just saying that for sure he was going to get it. I don't know if I just bought into like his confidence, but I was so convinced that it was going to happen. Maybe it was just like the last few like things he'd been putting out of what he'd been running, or
The 1200
just at
really
some
did
point.
it for me.
Yeah, like at some point I was like, yeah, no problem. It's maybe 341. Fuck it. Maybe at 100 meters to go, I was like, he's gonna run 241. This is ridiculous. Yeah, that's one of the best like individual running performances I've seen in a long time. It's yeah. We'll always like, and I'm sure we will continue to make fun of him for random reasons and like just for random shit he does, like maybe on his Instagram or whatever. But yeah, I would never take away from how he operates, and have a lot of respect for his like, yeah, he's the epitome of a professional, and yeah, huge amount of respect for what he does on the track. And fuck yeah, he called it and got it done. So I'm very impressed. That was pretty incredible. Nothing really. Literally can't take anything away from it. It was so good. It's just ridiculous. That's my take on it. I don't know how you guys felt.
I'd love to hear Olli's opinion.
Well, I have some inside information about it.
I love inside information.
And I mean, I think, well, just to kind of trace back, I was potentially going to race London. Didn't get the call up until a few days before the boys were going to leave out, and I had half an hour to make a decision on doing the London Diamond League, and I said no. I kind of wanted to focus on doing comms and, sharpening up and preparing the best I can for that. I had already mentally like put myself past running that race, and like if you're going into a race where somebody like Josh is going for something pretty special, like breaking a world record, particularly in the mile, it's something that you definitely want to be planning for. And I had already kind of mentally and physically put myself in a position where I was looking to the next race, which was going to be comms. So I didn't end up going, but I was training most of the time with Yared and Robert, and they looked pretty amazing. I mean, we did a really good time trial leading in, which Josh also did, a 1200 time trial. We did it at sea level in Kiavana. We ran 246 with Dathan pacing, and it was really well done, really excellent. I think it gave not just me, but the other two boys a lot of confidence that they can run with that pace, which is the pace that they're going to run through for that world record attempt. And yeah, it was a good place to be. And then I think the next day, we saw that Josh Kerr had done the exact same thing in Albuquerque, running 242, closing in 51. So when I saw that, and when I had done the effort of that time trial that we did down in sea level with Robert and Yared, I kind of knew like, yeah, that world record is definitely in threat. It's definitely going to go down if that's the case, because that was a really impressive time trial to do, not just at altitude, but just the overall closing of that 400 meters at the end. So it was pretty exciting to see what was going to happen. I thought the boys were going to run really well, and they did. Like, shout out to Robert and to Yared for like really competing with Josh until pretty much a lap to go. They were still in the frame. Even with 100 meters to go, you could still see that they were in the frame, competing with somebody who's like going for something that no one's ever run before in such a competitive event. So hats off to them, particularly Robert and Yared, like both the situations. Like Robert ran a national record, and Yared, like he's been very close to that record, and he's run against a similar race with Jakob trying to go for it. So like being able to put yourself out there and go for it again, it takes testament to like a lot of guts and a lot of toughness to be able to run that pace. So shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, Josh called it 4 months ago. And when you look at someone like that calling a shot out like that, it's usually like pretty difficult in our sport to back that kind of thing up, particularly a record like El Garouge is one that's been there for 27 years. But Josh, I think, like Geordie had emphasized, is like a super professional. I mean, he has a personal chef. He does everything like as professional as he can. Like he spends most of his money and resources into making him a better athlete and making his life as easy as possible. And that's like what the steps you have to take to kind of reach somewhere where no one else has been before. So shout out to Josh for an amazing performance. Technically, Coffee Club does own the rights to that world record as well, because boys, we've had Josh on twice in this podcast. So we also have Coffee Club TC world record for the mile. So we should be proud of that performance for us personally.
Wait, we've had him on twice?
Because I don't think Josh...
I only remember
we've had him on
episode 100.
episode 100, and we had him on for something else, I think. Or maybe it was only episode... Maybe we've only had him on once. I thought we had him on twice, but maybe I'm thinking about his old podcast with Sit and Kick with David Ribeye. So, but we've had him on, so we've got the world record. So congratulations, boys, on that. Apparently, before the race, from the athletes, he went up to both paces, or maybe not Brandon Kidder, the other pacer, and he said, "Look, I don't need you guys here. I can do this myself. But if you can kind of like, you know, go as far as you can to a K in that pace, that'd be greatly appreciated." Imagine saying that to a pacer at a Diamond League. I don't need you. I can do this myself. It's crazy work. And that just shows you the confidence that he had to say that to the people that were supposed to help you run the world record. But at the end of the day, like, his performance will be remembered. Particularly, I'm sure everyone in that stadium will remember that for the rest of their lives when it comes to track and field and athletics, particularly doing it in the UK. But is that going to change us making fun of him and like calling him out for shit? No. We're going to still keep Josh as grounded as possible, even though he's one of the best mile runners ever, or he is the best mile runner ever at this point in time. And but yeah, like Geordie said, give him a lot of credit for how professional he's been and how amazing it is to achieve something like that. It's extremely difficult, and to call your shot out and actually do it is in itself so impressive. I just hope that the social media will calm down and I don't see Josh Kerr on my Instagram for another week of just constant Josh Kerr reels. It's just it's very valid. It's very valid, but man, I'm hoping that Comm Games will kind of take over, and I wouldn't mind seeing him in Comm Games stuff more than, you know, mixing it up a little bit. But yeah, kudos to him. Amazing achievement. Congrats to Josh, and hopefully it'll inspire a lot of people to go out and believe that they can also achieve something as good as that in their careers. So he's shown that it's possible. So hopefully it inspires a lot of people. I think we've lost Morgan.
We might have briefly lost Morg. Do you think Josh can run 3:25?
Yeah. I think personally, it would have to. I don't think he can just go and do it though. I think it has to be really well set up. Like, he's post this interview, he's talked about the emotional element in there, like, and the physical element obviously, but the emotional, like, it's a lot. It not just physically but mentally, I imagine, drains a lot out of you. And he's been focused on that for such a long time that, you know, once you've done it, the emotional kind of repercussions of it would be a lot. So I don't think you can just go out next week and run it. I think he needs like a good setup, good pacing, good environment. You know, he mentioned the last lap, really, the crowd was amazing and they really pushed him through, which was amazing to hear as well, to have that kind of reaction. I reckon he can do it 100%. I reckon he can break 3:26. The only issue is, like, it have to be at the right, it have to, all these other factors would have to align in the right way, and then I think he can do it 100%. I think he'd get really, really, really close.
Yeah.
But at 3:27.5 he went through in the 1500 split, which is insane. So that's a PB for him from the Olympics. I think he can do it 100%. He definitely believes he can do it. I mean, he kept saying that he could have run faster in the mile. So if that's the case, then yeah, I would say maybe we'd see another attempt for 1500 meters from him at some point. But the one person that I would really be interested to see is reacting to all of this is our boy Jinky. how is Jingy reacting to this? Because I'm sure Jingy has had his sights on that world record, and I'm sure he probably believed that he was going to be the one to get it. And now Josh has taken over. Will that rivalry rekindle? Will we see a resurgence from Jingy? Well, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months.
Just go down to the track and ask him.
He's not here anymore. He's not here anymore.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Did he go run? Oh, sad. No, I agree with you. I think the 1500 will require like an equally long setup, basically. Like I literally think he's probably going to run Comm Games and probably sign off for the year. Like I wouldn't be surprised with how big a like build up to the world record he had. And so
what about Europeans?
I think he's already said he's not doing it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
I think that's word on the street. I don't actually know, but I've heard that maybe he's not doing Europeans. I could see him just running comms and then go on a holiday or something. But I think equally a 1500 record attempt would be like, yeah, it'd be like the same thing. You'd need it. I mean, there's Worlds next year, but maybe you'd do it in the build up to Worlds, or maybe, you know, but it would require a massive build up again. Like, yeah, I don't think you just go out a couple of weeks from now. That kind of peak. But I do think he got a pretty good shot at it.
Yeah, 100%.
It would be sweet if yeah, I don't know who else could. I mean,
Cam.
Similar.
I think Cam's Cam and Cole, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Cole's 345 indoors.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
Kind of similar. Last 600 solo. And 345 is closer to 342 than, you know. I mean, that was Josh's PR.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But Morg, did you watch it?
Yes, I did. I was in Belgium right before heading to the Houston meet, getting Cinta pumped up. We had it on, of course. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Coffee Club, Track Club, mile world record feels good, I guess you could say. We'll take it. But yeah, honestly, what impressed me most about it was just the circumstances that he actually did call it like so long in advance, because there's just so much out of your control at that point. It's like, it's not even like, let's say there's like different meets where people go for records. They're normally, or they're sometimes more low key, so that, you know, let's say the weather was bad, like you can push it to the next day. Like that's famously like what Bauman used to do. This meet, like he had no choice, and London is not known for good weather necessarily for the mile, but I guess it ended up being, everything just worked out perfect. I really can't believe like it really played out like a movie. I hope there's like some longer form documentary that comes out about it, because they've been just blasting so much content that I've just ended up filtering it all out because it's so overwhelming. Just the amount of content that's come out like surrounded, which makes sense. Like I mean, the way it was covered with his YouTube thing going into it is just so amazing to me. Like I think that's so epic. And in the days leading up to it, I did think, okay, maybe he would do it. But honestly, like when he first announced it, I thought it was more just a marketing ploy, and I didn't think it was realistic. And I think that's mostly to do with me, just because like since I've had living memory, El Garouge, you know, has had the mile and the 1500 meter record, and we know that those records come from like the EPO era, essentially you could call it, and so they just seem so unattainable. And then you had Jakob attacking those records for a while. He's, what you could say is like he's top 4 on, like, I mean, and he wasn't able to do it. And he seemed like if Jakob wasn't going to do it, it seemed close to impossible to me. And I think Jakob and Josh are obviously very different athletes in the way that they operate, and what leads to them being, you know, like successful and achieving their goals. So I guess, yeah, it wasn't really fair to like compare Josh to Jakob in that way. But we had seen Josh go after a couple of, you know, records before, and he had been successful in some, but then unsuccessful in others. For example, when he went after the British record at, I think, the Zurich Diamond League, was that after he was world champ, maybe? But I think it's just clear that the way Josh operates is he knows how to hunker down and really, you know, put everything towards like one big performance. And I think I underestimated, you know, the ability that he was going to bring. And yeah, obviously he looked so fit, and he just like in those workouts, he looked so like the way he was running. It's actually hilarious. Did you guys see that they posted the Brian Clay video, like that got posted a few times when he broke the NCAA record? And if you watch, I'm not just talking about his weight, because a lot of people have obviously talked about like he's lost like a lot of weight to do this record, and I don't think that's like a good thing to focus on necessarily. But I think more if you just look at, and this is true of even you, Ollie, because you're in this race, and a lot of other people, like how strong you look when you run now compared to how you look as a 18 or 19-year-old or 20-year-old in college. It's crazy how much stronger like everyone looks when they run now. And I mean, that seems like pretty across the board. It's just very impressive to see that comparison. So yeah, man, shout out to him. I also was like sad for Jakob, because I was like, damn, like this is probably like hitting him kind of hard, just like, but also probably motivating him a lot. But I don't know if you guys talked about this when I was out of the call, but do you think Josh is the best miler of this generation now? Do you think he has a claim, or do you think it's Jakob, or do you think it's someone else? Because still, if you look at just the pure resume, Jakob is pretty. It's so crazy to look at his resume, just the amount of like medals and fast times and big races that he's won, and like for quite a while now, and he's run just so fast across all these distances. But then Josh has the record, and he has 2 Olympic medals.
Can I use football terms?
There's one Messi and one Ronaldo. Who's who?
Yeah. Yeah. Guess who I think is Messi and who is Ronaldo. Guess. Think about their careers as footballers.
I'm going to say you think
tell.
Jakob is Messi and Ronaldo is Josh.
That's right. Exactly right. Because Jakob has more, like probably the credentials of Jakob's is a lot more than Josh, but Josh overall performance-wise has been quite spectacular. Like Ronaldo's scored more goals than anyone, but Messi has more Ballon d'Ors than Cristiano Ronaldo. So I would say you just put them as one. You put him as one of the greatest. Like there's no Josh without Jakob. There's no Jakob without Josh. I fundamentally believe that. Like these two runners,
That's not completely
whether
true.
they will admit, you don't think so?
I think they actually
think
haven't. They
don't race each other that much, honestly.
They don't race. They don't race each other.
But you know, what about? It's not about racing, more motivation and like who you're actually competing against for those top of the top, like positions. I think that they both have motivated each other.
Saying, but it's not as clear, and it's not as clear because you could also say Cole Hocker and Jared could put their names up there as well.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is I wouldn't put Josh as like the only greatest miler ever yet. I would say he's definitely up there now as one of the top with Jakob, with Cole, with Jared, but we still have a few more years of his career. We have to wait and see. Will it get broken again by somebody else? You know, like I would say at this point in time, yes, for Josh, but for his career and for what's going to happen in the next few years, I guess we don't know yet. But he's definitely, I would say.
I think what they do between now and the next Olympics will maybe decide.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who ran the 2020s in the mile. And maybe it will be one of them. Maybe it'll be someone else.
Maybe it'll be.
But it is crazy how differently they operate and how differently they train for the same event.
I think that's good.
There's a reason Jakob is much better at the 5K.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I do want to give a big shout out to Josh and his whole team. I think obviously he's been someone who's been in the limelight for so long now, like ever since he burst into the NCAA scene, breaking records and beating Ches. But I think it's just really impressive to see someone who's stuck with the same coach and sponsor and program and, just make those gains every single year and be consistent, because he must have been with Danny for like 7 or 8 years at this point, right? Like 7 years maybe. So to be breaking a world record like in your 7th year, like of your career, especially in the mile, which, a lot of the people who are winning the medals at the mile now are like, can be a bit younger, and people run fast times in the mile at young age. So I think it's just really, I think that's kind of what you want to hope for, is to obviously just to keep improving, always just every year get better. And if you listen to Josh talk, you can tell pretty quickly, like that's how they operate. Like it seems like they do a lot of things the right way. So I think it's cool to see it. He does set a really good example in that regard, even though Our Discord. Yeah, shout out to our Discord. I was cracking up so hard after we broke it. They were losing their minds. They were not happy. Our Discord is very pro Jakob, I would say. So
Well, the
it was
leading
funny
up to
to
it,
see.
all the posts, like you mentioned, Morgan, with all the posts, like their content, like the social media, like their crew. Like I think Josh must have a social media manager or something like that. Like their content was like very well done, very placed very well. But the comments on it, I was just curious because I looked at all the comments and it was very negative. People saying he wasn't going to do it, blah blah blah. You know, like even the 1200 he did, the 242 with the 51 close, that was insane. And there was still people saying, "Oh, he's not going to do it. Like a 1200 is not a mile." Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, like that's like it's just crazy because then now I think once he's actually done it, people are now going, "Okay, I'm going to eat my tongue," you know, kind of thing. Which I kind of like seeing that. Regardless of like your opinion on the athlete personally, I think that is the coolest thing ever when everyone's been like, particularly in social media, everyone's doubting you. You show that you can like do it, not just show, but you can crush it. And then you go and do it, and people were doubting you until you cross the line, and then you know you can reap the rewards of them all eating their foot. So I kind of love that shit. That shit's fire. But yeah, I now want to see a Cole versus Cam versus Jakob versus Yared versus Josh. Maybe for the 1500 world record, they should just all be in the same race and just go for it. It'd be sick.
Yeah, I think that whenever Josh does go for the record, the thing we have to remember with Cam is that he is so young, and he's also someone who so far up to this point has operated like he's been very healthy, like overall and consistently improving. So honestly, for these young guys, like I feel like you can't put any limitations. So who knows? Maybe by the time Josh is ready to go for the 1500-meter record, which I guess he kind of has to go for that now, there'll be a bunch of other guys who feel like they can really step up and go for it as well, which I think will be really really cool to see play out. But yeah, any final words on Josh? Or shall we move on?
I'm sure he watches the
move on,
podcast, so congrats,
We'll see.
Josh. I'm sure you're
We
watching.
still want you to come on the show.
Congratulations. Yeah, we still want you to come on if you want to come on, and congrats. We'll see you in your home country of Scotland. We love you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. See ya.
One
Maybe if someone on his team listens.
I bet they do, and they're like
Open invite.
Like,
Open invite.
Open invite.
So the last two people to win the NCAA mile indoors that qualified for it with altitude conversions was in fact Josh Kerr and our very own George Beamish. Josh's one kind of doesn't count because he actually, like he did also, I guess, run 354 at sea level that year. So it's really just George. But there has historically
It's really
been
just me.
a few people. Well, so pretty much I'm just trying to get to the point that the NCAA has finally put their foot down and is banning altitude conversions for qualifying times for NCAA indoors, which is, I think, a big deal for some people. But honestly, I think it's amazing. I think it's definitely the right move because I think the writing was on the wall as soon as you saw teams traveling to an altitude location to get a time specifically. I think that was when you've stepped over the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, that's like okay. If you're purposely going to a fast track at altitude to get that conversion to qualify, well, then something doesn't seem right here. So I think it's in my mind.
Who was doing that? Call them
name
out.
and shame them. DMR
Or just the team?
NAU, Colorado, and
Where?
who was at CU?
Oh, yeah. Well, what came down in altitude?
Who was the other team?
Okay, fair enough.
That's too close to
one other
home,
team
George. Too close to home.
Okay, but they won the DMR, so they were the best team by far.
Yeah, but the point is, yeah, actually, that's a fair point. But the point is, it's just they're trying to
but your
make it
point-
equal, and it's clear.
It's
that
not like
there's
they were going.
a-
It's not like they were going because they couldn't have done it at sea level.
Well, but they wanted it to be easier.
Okay, the
They
CU
didn't have
track
to
is
run
just
as
really
fast.
fast, not just because it's at altitude. They probably would have qualified without the conversion, didn't they? Because they had the NCAA lead. If they didn't take the conversion, they probably still would have made it.
No, I think the conversion for the DMR, conversion for the DMR is massive. It's a really big conversion.
It's probably like 10 seconds. Close to it in Boulder. Okay, that part's fair enough. What about if you should they have made it, then you can do it at your home track? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because I think we've always known implicitly that altitude conversions are false and that there are certain people who can get a faster conversion than they could run at sea level in the mile 3
big argument
5K.
that was, remember Nico Young's 3:57 in flag?
Yeah.
Which was absurd. Converted to 3:48 in the mile. Has run 3:48 at Millrose in the mile.
I don't think he's a good argument.
So what I'm hearing, George,
considering that point,
what I'm hearing, George, is you're anti this decision by the NCAA. That's what I'm just
trying to.
No, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think.
I'm trying to fight for the other side. I want to fight.
What do you mean,
George?
I'm not
your
saying
side.
Screwed over.
It's your side. What do you mean?
No, I'm not saying you have to name them, George. You don't have to name them, George. But I know that you can think of some teammates at NAU who could get a faster converted 5K time than they could run at sea level. You don't have to name them, but you can think of them.
Okay, there are some people that the rule benefits, I'll admit. And there are definitely some at BYU for sure, because a lot of them are from Utah. And if you're from altitude, lived altitude your whole life, are a very aerobic runner, i.e. lots of BYU runners and lots of NAU runners, to be honest, it is easier for you to run a slower pace at altitude than the mechanics required to run faster, especially in the mile. Like if you're running, especially the sea level time required now in the mile is like, what is it now, 3:53 or 4 to make NCAAs? Like mechanically, that requires a very different part of running than running 8 or 9 seconds slower. Like 61s at altitude is now, very different mechanically. So you actually have to be able to run a lot faster. So in general, I understand it. I just know that some of the altitude schools have less money and now have to travel a lot more to qualify. But in saying that, not that many people qualify for nationals anyway. You don't have to send that many people. And so I'm in favor of it. But I'm in favor of it. But if I hadn't run NCAAs that year, by qualifying in flag, like I probably wouldn't be a professional runner. And I might not have had a career if not for that altitude conversion. So I only won a title.
You don't back yourself, George? You didn't back yourself?
No, that is crazy.
Then what do you mean the next year, bro? It was COVID. The next year was COVID. That was my only healthy season. I won one NCAA title like the few weeks I was healthy in college. If I hadn't done that, I might not be a professional runner and might not have a career. So I'm very thankful for that.
So this hits close to home for George. This hits close to home.
And maybe there's someone else in that situation. But maybe not.
Well,
I understand the thought otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, the NCAA is so different now to when it was when we were there. I know we say that all the time, but it's so true.
Different.
So,
yeah, we can still hear you, I think. But maybe not anymore. Oh no. He's gone.
Morgie's gone again. Well, you've had your side, Morgan's had his side. My belief is, I think getting rid of it completely maybe isn't the solution. I think there has to be a situation, like you said, George, as to why it wouldn't count. Like if Morgan's point was, say, a sea level school went up to Colorado or NAU to run the time, then it's a bit weird. But if it's like run at an NAU meet with NAU people or with people in the region, I don't see a problem with it because it's at altitude, you know. But I guess it's going to try and prevent people from relying on that and then going to race each other in sea level at different meets that are more inclusive, maybe. But it's interesting.
What about the years that it's in, like, what about the years that indoors is held in Albuquerque? Like, nationals is at altitude.
100%. What about like
that? Almost makes me think people should be able to run altitude in that season because you're gonna have to race altitude anyway.
100%. I agree. I think that's 100% true. Like, and also, what if you're competing? You've been injured and you a 354 miler, and you're in 354 mile shape, and the only time you get to compete is at your conference championships, which is at altitude, and you run 359 or something like that. You know, it's not going to get you into NCAAs, but it probably shows that you're in 354 shape. If it's the altitude conversion.
Conference is one of the big ones that we would be at a big disadvantage.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, okay, we can travel to sea level the rest of the time. All our conference tracks are out altitude. We only had Montana State, Idaho State, and us in the Big Sky. And that the only reason that was maybe all right was because if you needed one last chance to qualify, well, you had to go run conference, but it's at altitude and you could get the conversion. But now you still have to go to conference, but it's basically a write-off.
Yeah, which makes it conference not as valuable.
So that weekend is now kind of brutal for those altitude schools.
See, I maybe they should have kept the conversions in maybe for a conference meet because it seems unfair on that regard. I get why they've done it. I understand that, and I understand it's pissed people off for a while that at sea level schools that don't fully understand that stuff. Like I remember when I was at Wisconsin, like I didn't fully get it. But the conference stuff, like maybe they should just put in a rule saying like if it's run at a conference championships, it counts. Maybe I don't know because it's a disadvantage, 100% for conference stuff. But for everything else, maybe just leave it and say it doesn't count unless you run at a conference.
I also just love that. I just love the hate that I got originally from qualifying.
You got hate for it?
Well, maybe not. Not. I've had like some people that were in college at the same time, even in Boulder, will be like, because that was like I'd never made NCAAs before, and people were like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy running at NCAAs? Like, this is bullshit." If you were probably like 17th or 18th in the mile that year, whoever you were probably like, "Fuck this guy, he doesn't deserve to be there." It's this 406 conversion.
Yeah.
And then I won, so people were like, "Oh, damn."
I was gonna say winning definitely helps. Helps the situation.
It definitely helps. So, I kind of love that. That's like my origin story, and made the Citius Mag post.
Well,
where they found that photo.
That photo of you looks pretty old. Old photo.
I don't know. It's like in like 180p. Resolution.
It's like, take it with an iPhone.
Yeah, but like an iPhone like 3. Should have checked me asking for.
Should we go to Comm Games? While we wait for Morgan.
We could do a yeah, we may as well. We would have
just because I got lunch
with us to Comm Games.
I got lunchy.
You got to get to Ricky D's. Yeah, well, you go first. Comm Games defending champ. I rewatched your race in the last few days.
Oh, really?
It's epic.
I think a lot of people
everyone should go rewatch Olli's race before next week.
I think everyone's forgotten that I'm the reigning champ.
That stadium was so good.
That was a good stadium, yeah.
Everyone should go back and watch it. So Ollie's looking to rewrite some magic. What's your a week today from the race. What are your thoughts? What's your preview?
I'm excited. Somebody we didn't mention that was there last time for commies was Jake Hayward. Ran an incredible race in the Josh Kerr record attempt. So it's gonna be a very similar field to what it was last time, which is kind of crazy. There's only a few, like Cam's a new name in there. We might see Geordie Beamish popping in for a how you going. So I mean it's 4 years ago, so it's funny. I don't know if people remember me winning that race, but going into the defending champ in a different event is kind of funny because it's 1500 to a mile, which is not really the same, but it is kind of different. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be obviously next to Geordie's steeple and Kai's 5K, 10K double. It's going to be one of the highlights of the track and field calendar. Is the mile. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be great. My goals are just to go out there and compete the best I can and see what I can do. But I'm pretty excited. Had some great training and looking forward to racing. I think everyone in the race looks really good. Looking at the list of guys racing it, they all look like they're in great shape, and it's going to be a great event to compete in and try and pull off a medal. I mean, Jake Whiteman's doing great as well. Sam Tanner's running fantastic. So it really is going to be very, very exciting race to be a part of, and I'm very lucky to be a part of it. And I'm looking forward to it. It would be very cool to pull off the OAC overtake. Kai and I talked about it. We just have to have George win the steeple or the mile, me win the mile, and then Kai win the 5 and 10, and we've won all the distance events. So it's definitely possible.
That's what we're aiming for.
That's what we're aiming for. We're aiming high. We're aiming high. We're going to enjoy it. I know Geordie's had some magic in Glasgow before, so hopefully he can spread some magic around for the rest of the OEC team members. But yeah, my preview is the mile is going to be one of the best events to watch. Josh obviously running as well as he is will definitely bring a lot of attention to it. So looking forward to it. I don't know how the final's going to go. I think it's going to be fast, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to be fast.
Yeah, it's going to have to be fast, I think.
There's not a scenario where Cam makes it not fast, I think.
Yeah.
And it is an unbelievable field. The number of like 346 or faster guys, 347 including you, and some others is insane. And yeah, it's gonna be one to watch for sure. I'm coming back, as Ollie said, post steeple for the mile. Which I'm trying not to think about too much and just main focus is a steeple and entered in the mile as a bonus event, which is exciting. But obviously, the main focus is the steeple, and then just worry about it after and see how I recover. But excited to be on the line with all those guys and have the opportunity to do it with my teammate and defending champ. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, Ollie's trying to recreate some Comm Games magic. I'm trying to recreate some Glasgow magic. So we both have some good things to some good energy to bring back. But yeah, steeple final is a straight final 2 days before the mile, Monday night in Glasgow. I actually don't even know who's in it aside from as 3 really good Kenyans. And normally the favorites. I assume Kenya's won like almost every single year forever. I can't think of a time when they haven't. And you'd think if they thought about it, they would probably make it fast. I don't know why they wouldn't. So that's what I'm expecting, and yeah, just gonna go out and compete. Be awesome to run for New Zealand again. And the steeple went well last time, and yeah, I will have now done 3 different Comm Games events.
Oh yeah,
5K in Birmingham, and then steeple mile. I'm just trying them all out.
You just have them go at everything.
But I think it's going to be a pretty exciting meet. Actually, I've heard. I think the tickets are like pretty much sold out. I think stadium's going to be. It's way smaller than Birmingham, but lots of really good Scottish runners there. They are going to be a pretty good home crowd for, I would say.
Yeah, that's the one
Josh,
thing I'm excited
Jake.
about, George.
Both Scottish. Is what?
Well, it was supposed to be in Australia. And that would have been
Yeah.
sick to go back as a defending champ in Australia. But
Was.
yeah. But yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting for the Scottish runners. It's going to be an amazing crowd. The British always turn up for their athletics, so it'll be epic.
Yeah, and Kai is also the same night as me, Monday.
Yeah, in the 10,000
Straight
meters. Yeah,
coming back 6 days later, 5K straight final.
Yeah,
it's like Saturday. I think the track events is like 6 days of track. So
sounds about right. Yeah,
that's preview. I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be on some kind of TV thing.
It'll be on TV. It'll be on the Discord. You'll find it.
Yeah,
you'll find it.
Morg, while you were gone, welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back, Morgan.
We did a Comm Games
did I miss
preview
anything?
while you were gone. You missed our
Fair
whole
enough.
Comm Games preview.
That's a shame.
We beat,
but it's okay because I'll be watching it there.
I convinced Olli that
I'll be enjoying it.
we should keep the altitude conversion.
I for conference only.
Well, I had
You can only run the altitude conversion in conference.
conversions, but is it too late for me to add it now?
But final story. I know Morg wanted to touch on this. Morg, are you there?
I'm back now. If you guys can hear me.
Tuscany Wi-Fi. It's just,
It's
terrible.
shocking.
It's
I thought it'd be my
terrible.
Wi-Fi this time, George. I thought my Wi-Fi was going to be shit.
Okay, we'll talk about it in absence of Morg. Oh, he's actually gone.
Yeah.
Morg wants to talk about midnight drug testing in the tour. Did you see that, Ollie?
I did see that. I also saw there was a bit of a crash as well. But you want to chat about the drug testing situation?
It just seemed like there was, on the same night, the two favorites in the tour, and the two leaders, were tested at 2 and 5 a.m. or something. Which seems insane. And they were, maybe understandably not happy about it. But there was I saw a quote from maybe the guy who now runs the EF team, who said, like the US team who rode back in the early 2000s, who was like, if they tested us at 2 a.m., we would have saved 25 years of drama because we all would have tested positive. It's just kind of
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
Because maybe there's I don't know what kind of drugs he was talking about, but that are out of your system in a few hours or something. But I think currently we can't be tested after 11 or before 5, right?
Yeah. So just for context,
is that what athletics is?
Yeah. So for context for people that know about this story and obviously wondering how it works for us, we cannot be tested. We cannot put our window. We can put an overnight accommodation at a location, but they cannot test us on a window, an hour window that you have to have every day, whether it's 11 to midnight or 5 to 6 a.m. I think is the earliest. Which is not just for us, but it's also for the testers. That way, they're not up crazy hours of the night testing random people and then moving on. It makes the most sense for it. But going and testing them, two of the best guys at those times, particularly in the tour, while they're competing, is pretty. It's pretty kind of crazy in the sense of like, imagine getting woken up when you're just absolutely cooked from the stage and then having to drug test. But like you mentioned, George, like if they did that to the US team, they would have all been popped. So there is a method to the madness to make sure that it's a clean tour. So, but yeah, I mean, it is a crazy story.
Yeah. Here's the quote: "If UCI had tested us in 2001 at 2 a.m., would all have been suspended and saved the sport 25 years of drama." Which is 2 a.m. testing is one of the very effective ways to prevent EPO, HGH, and testosterone microdosing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it makes
but
sense.
then the extra drama was that Jonas, who got tested at 2 a.m., then crashed out of the tour that day.
Yeah.
With a broken collarbone. Whether or not that was because he got no sleep or from any other reason.
No, I mean, that's a lot of drama.
Yes.
But the crazy thing is, George, thinking about it, I mean, praying this is not the case, but if they do test positive, these blokes, on that midnight testing, that's just going to encourage more midnight testing for a lot of those athletes. Because it showed that that's probably the time when it's most effective to test for drugs, EPO, all that sort of stuff. So
it seems like they have to whoever's doing the testing has to petition to authorize tests between 11 and 5. Tests between 11 and 5 require serious and corroborating suspicions that a rider has committed or is about to commit an anti-doping violation. Interesting. So maybe that they can test in that window if they get basically permission and show there's suspicion or something.
That's kind of crazy.
I don't know. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be wild to be waking up at 2 a.m. But in the pursuit of clean sport, I guess that's maybe that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
and if you test positive.
Yeah, and if you're tired enough and you're competing enough, you just go do your drug test and then go to bed, pass out. So, usually in the middle of the night as well. Like a lot of people need to pee anyway, so would be a quick test, hopefully. Yeah.
Anyway, people can look into that if they want. We won't get Morgan's opinion because
he's not here.
He's actually disappeared from this podcast.
Morgan's gone.
And we should do the same.
Yeah.
Olli has to get to his set lunch.
My set lunch is happening right now, which George has experienced, so he knows how important it is. But without Morgan here, we're lost puppies. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the 3-way to 2-way coffee club episode 239.
We've got a bean
shout out. Bean shout out.
Before I leave,
I also have
these
one.
in Monaco. Peter and Simon coffee roasters from Kildare, Ireland. They're actually really good. I've been having them.
You've been grinding them up?
P&S coffee roasters. Yeah, been grinding them up. They're actually delicious. They got Cyclists on it. Maybe they're bikers. But really nice Irish guy brought them to me in Monaco. So thanks for the beans.
I also should do the shout out because I just remembered George doing that. At St. Moritz Track, got our beans. These are from an Italian cafe. It's really close to St. Moritz. Colombia. We do love Colombia beans. There's a really nice message to wish us good luck on the upcoming races for everyone. CEO Gus will allow us to be having a good off season afterwards. So we'll see about that. But thank you to Linus. I think if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I apologize greatly. But Linus, thank you so much for these beans as well. These will make it to Glasgow, and George and I will use these up when we can. But shout out to all you guys for the support and for the beans. We love you guys. And this was episode 239. Without Morgan, this is George and Ollie signing off.
Come see us in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Nice.
What do we do now?